For centuries, men and women have stepped away from the table to fast, to pray, to seek something deeper. But what does a 40-day fast look like today? I'm Dr. Sam from Kingdom Fasting, and in this podcast, I invite you to walk with four ordinary people on an extraordinary journey. All right, day 6. So day 6, we want to talk about communion and can you have communion while you fast? But there is a scientific question about fasting fuels and whether you could have communion because communion is juice and in the typical setting, and so it has a sweetener. And there's this thing called the cephalic response. And what the cephalic response is when you taste sweet, your body produces insulin because it thinks it's going to get sugar. This is where artificial sweeteners don't really help because your body thinks it's going to get sugar. It's going to get calories. And so your body prepares for that. So the concern is if I taste something sweet, I'm going to trigger this insulin response before it even gets to my stomach, and it isn't going to make me hungry. And I talked about earlier how certain flavors like limoncello LaCroix, I cannot have on day 3 because it triggers this cephalic response on me on day 3, and it makes me hungry when I sip it. So I can't have that. So there's this concern that, hey, I don't want to sabotage myself. I want to have communion, but I know this is juice. So that's the question. And that's the basis of why we're looking at that. Why can I do that? And is it okay? And that's the concern. Our verse today is actually Brianne. On her day, she was brought up to say, remember Psalms 23. So I'm just going to read the first few verses of Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. So now you're at church. You know he's your shepherd. He's there to lead you beside still waters. He restores your soul, but also you don't want to sabotage your fast. So I get that, but it's such a small amount of calories that usually it's going to be fine. Always pray about something, that kind of stuff, before you do it. But I didn't think it was going to be an issue. It's never been an issue for me. The first time I had experienced it, I was in a 4-day fast, and they asked me to pass communion, and up the front, we're going to take it, and I didn't really want to because I was like, well, I don't want to break my fast, but I couldn't just not take communion in front of everyone. So I did, and it was fine. We were there with Chelsea. We said it will be okay. It won't break your fast. That small amount of calories, your body will be able to process it very quickly. And she was worried she was worried about the cephalic response and that she was going to get ghrelin. Didn't derail her at all. So yes, you can take communion. It's a very small amount of calories. It shouldn't derail your fast. If that sugar is lingering and it's making you hungry, go drink a bunch of water. You'll be fine. And this is also an interesting day. On day 6, I was actually able to have a long conversation with Davey that day. And we talked about some of the stuff that he was experiencing. He had some nausea that day from taking his multivitamin early with no water. And that's one of the struggles that I have found, especially when you have pills you're supposed to take with water or food. One of the things that can help you do that is you drink a bunch of water beforehand, and then you take the pill so it doesn't hit an empty stomach, and then you drink some water after that. And so that's what I recommend that he would do. And then I kind of warned him about some certain things. As you fast, there's going to come a time when you're going to need to break your fast, and you're going to need to eat food, and you're going to feel so full so much faster that you load your plate up, but you won't probably be able to eat it all. And certain foods won't taste as good because they're not real foods or they're processed. But one of the things that I try to tell people is, and this is just a goal to have, you actually don't have to clean your plate. I'm just telling you, you don't have to clean your plate. Toddlers don't clean their plate because they're full. They just don't. They're full. We train people to clean their plate. You do not have to clean your plate. The second you're full, it's food. You have 2 options. You can save it for later. That's a great option. If you want to throw it away, you don't throw it away. But if you're just eating it just to clean your plate, then you're actually it's trash. It's no longer nutrition for you. It's just trash. And you're deciding, I'm not going to throw it away in the trash can. I'm going to throw it away in my body so my plate looks clean. You don't have to count calories anymore. Eat till you're full and then just stop. And when I used to count calories, I remember one time I went out. We were out after I'd been fasting, and I went to get some food, and it was going to be it had some quinoa in it. It was a salad. The whole thing was about 175 calories, and I would never order it beforehand. Never. Because I was like, oh, I can't eat. I got to eat a whole amount of 175 calories. I want to get full. Or that's not enough. I need a certain amount. I got to hit my calorie goal today. So, but that's what it looked good. That's what I wanted. I ate it. I ate about 3/4 of it, and I was full. And I just let it be. And that's the nice thing about fasting is you just eat the food you want to eat. Don't worry about counting calories. When you're full, just stop. You don't have to throw that food away in your body. So that's kind of a strategy I want you to kind of consider and think about. This is also the kind of the time, if it hasn't happened for you yet, this is the time that you probably will stop having bowel movements every single day. Usually by day 6, that usually happens. Sometimes it's earlier. I had that cleanse, so of course that kind of got rid of everything. So mine started to slow down. Again, Benefiber can help with keeping you from having diarrhea and also can help you from having hard stools. The second time I did a 40-day fast, I actually didn't worry about it. So it just kind of depends. So I recommend, I like to do that. It's only an extra 10 calories. It's easy to add to any liquid. It doesn't have any flavor. Take your multivitamin. And then I exercised that day. I was a little bit slower. I used a elliptical machine and just kind of have to accept that it's going to just take more time. At this point, the only way you can get energy is from fat. So if you exercise, you are burning more fat. You're keeping and you're maintaining your muscle mass. So people will think, I can't exercise. No, I recommend that you do exercise. And it's actually kind of motivating to exercise once you get to this point because you're like, I'm just burning fat. That's all I'm doing. And I'm keeping my muscle mass. So really kind of cool. My fasting fuel I had that day was I cut some Spindrift, a pineapple Spindrift. I had some salt in it. So it's actually, I like salt. So it was really good. The other thing was this leads to, I said about not finishing all your food. This can actually be with fasting fuels too. So I was feeling a little hungry, so I wanted a little fat. So I got some Clamato olives and a sliced peppercini. So just some spicy and some pepperoncinis. And I was just trying to get myself satiated so I could get past this little hungry thing I was feeling. So that's not very much calories at all. It's 35 calories. And I was eating them, and then all of a sudden, that hunger feeling went away completely. That means if it's gone, I don't even need to eat that last bit of fasting fuel either. And so that's also something these are the moments you can train yourself for when you actually start eating again. I took the rest of it and I threw it away. So I ate less than 35 calories and I stopped because I was full. Would it have broken my fast? No, but I didn't need it anymore. My total calories for that day, I had some macadamia nuts, had some coffee. My total calories for that day were 145. Brianne was feeling weak and tired. Again, she's on day 3 of her cycle. She's learning and she's getting better. And God gave her that verse. And remember Psalms 23. That was encouraging to her. So Psalms 23, that he will lead you. He's your shepherd. And you can take communion with your shepherd and not break your fast. Day 7 is actually kind of exciting because there's a lot of research about 7-day fasts. And there's a couple 7-day fasts in the Bible that we're going to talk about. So I'll see you tomorrow on day 7.